Yesterday's video was all about laying the seeds, planting the seeds for success in 2026. Let's start now and build towards success in 2026. Here's the challenge. We're not even halfway through the year, and there are some of us who aren't going to make it to 2026 in our current business. Why? Because we're not generating the pipeline that we need to in order to keep the business moving forward. We're not seeing that pipeline develop. So how do we achieve an objective in a shorter period of time? We aim small and we miss small. Let's say we've got a 90-day goal. What's the 90-day goal that we need to achieve? Maybe the 90-day goal is, and we're going to use simple numbers here, 90K in new business into the organization. All right, in 90 days, I need to generate 90K. Well, how can I go about doing it? If my sales cycles are typically 120 days, then I don't care what you're doing, you're not getting to that 90K number in 90 days if you've got a 120K sales cycle and you don't have anything in process right now, pipeline working. What if we were to provide a shorter term solution, something that was a little bit easier to get your hands on and use and apply quickly, maybe something that's a little bit more transactional, like what we've launched, which are those guided whiteboard sessions. So at $4,500, I need 20 of those to hit that 90K objective. Can I get that done inside a 90-day period? Sure. It's a small investment, has high impact inside an organization, and the decision-making process tends to be a lot faster in something like this. So one of the first things we do is we go through and say, is there something different that we can do in the market that's going to move a lot faster than a typical solution? If there is, then we adjust that way. If there's not, you've got to come back and reforecast and start to think differently about how you manage and how you lead your business through the process. Again, this is focused on a very short-term objective. So if I've got 20 of these that I want to be able to deliver over the course of the next 90 days, the first couple of things I need to do is I need to figure out, where am I going to create pipeline created? Where am I going to create some of the pipeline for this? The second one is pipeline developed. How am I going to get some of that to move forward? And then the third one I'm going to work on is referrals. So if I got pipeline created, pipeline developed, referrals, now I've got this three-pronged approach where I can put time, energy, and attention to build a plan around. From a pipeline created, that I'm probably going to look at in the network. So network, people who fit in my ICP. I'm going to look for referrals from people who know people who are inside my ICP. Those are probably the two fastest ways that I'm going to be able to adjust this smaller thing. What I did is I shrunk the number down into smaller pieces, changed the offer that we're delivering into smaller things, and then start to figure out, where am I actually going to generate that pipeline from? The next piece I need to do is I need to figure out, how do I develop that pipeline? What are our strategy and tactics to get those deals to move forward? Let's figure out what are the individual stages that I can work through to help getting those things to move faster. And then this last piece is, how do we go back in and look at anybody else that we've worked with before and say, who do you know that we might be able to support in this way, shape, or form? So where do we go in and find some of those referrals from where we've had success before? When we get some of these deals to come together, how do we have those work really well that turn into referrals? And quickly take this 90K number that we need to address, make it smaller, make it more manageable, go out there and win some business, and then see what we can do to help grow that business for the future. When you're looking at things that you need to get done in the short term, aim small, miss small. Make sure that they're attainable. The Jets should not draft a quarterback tonight. Why? Because the Jets have never developed a quarterback. Developing a quarterback inside that organization is not attainable. If it's not attainable, don't build a plan around it. Break the plan up into smaller pieces. Get out there and go after it.